Hi all, Shane here with another FSElite first look video. Today we're going to take a first look at Ultimate Traffic Live. So we'll be doing a full review video on this product at a later time once Ultimate Traffic Live has actually come out of beta, and that's the first thing you should take in consideration when you're looking at that. You're actually buying in for a soft launch and you are using a beta version of it. But within saying that, we're going to look at three key areas of Ultimate Traffic today, which is the new UI, and we're going to be looking at obviously the traffic and the liveries, and we'll take a quick look at the performance. So firstly, we're going to check out the UI, and it's leaps and bounds than its previous version of Ultimate Traffic 2. Everything is set out and easy to find, and there's some extra features as well. But the dashboard here is probably the main area where you're going to actually look at. Straight out of the box, it will pick up what type of flight sim you're using, as in FSX or Prepared. And from here you can pretty much make all your basic configurations for how you want to use Ultimate Traffic Live in your sim. So once you've installed, you probably want to go and configure for your flight sim. Some configurations, your main probably one that you'll play around with a lot, which is the AI traffic density. I've finished up on 50 and 40, and you'll probably be able to see why when we look at the performance. But other main features you can change in the configuration section would be editing and adding routes for your airliners and whatnot. Also changing liveries, and you can even configure things like your spawning distance and how you can see the traffic on the ground for the altitude that you are. Under the simulation tab, they've got a couple of cool features. They now actually have a status board, so you can type in and look at your on-time departures and arrivals. They have updated the map feature, which they had in Ultimate Traffic 2. You can actually click on an aircraft and check what its actually route is for its destination. But one of the features that added in for Ultimate Traffic Live is that the aircraft routings are based around SIDS and stars where appropriate. And under the statistics tab, we've got this section where you can actually check different airports around the world and see where the most amount of traffic is for your sim at the time, and that may help you decide where you want to fly on that particular day. You may have noticed or seen the word live next to Ultimate Traffic at the top of the UI, and it was actually speculated that Ultimate Traffic would be using data from World ATC, but that's actually not the case. The live actually refers to how the simulation can adapt to different conditions and different scenarios, and they did actually post some notes in their forum where they actually described that aircraft maintenance and weather delays, each session is slightly different than the last. And now we're going to check out the different AI aircraft and liveries. There should be over 120 new liveries and the additions of a 787 and A350 aircraft models. So after a few hours of playing around with Ultimate Traffic Live, doing some research and checking on the forums, there does seem to be there's a few airlines out there that don't have up-to-date liveries. Hopefully that will be fixed in upcoming patches or the final release, so you do need to keep that in mind. Now, the last area we're going to take a look at in Ultimate Traffic Live is the performance. How I've actually done this, I've tested it with two different airports. So one is default LAX, and the next one I've actually tested using orbx's YMML, which is Melbourne, Australia. Basically, I raised the scale up from 50% in the airliners up to 100, and watched how much VAS that used up. So let's take a look. So a couple interesting things I did notice while I was doing the testing is I didn't find much difference between 50% and 80% in VAS usage. I also noticed with YMML Melbourne between 50%, 80% and 100%, you didn't really see much difference in the amount of airliners or aircraft that are actually added in. And going back, that was actually filmed on a public holiday, and checking the routes of planes, that was consistent with the day. One of the features in Ultimate Traffic 2 that I have noticed that it's actually in Ultimate Traffic Live is that you were able to actually switch the jetways on and off. So that was one of the saving graces for Ultimate Traffic 2. Haven't been able to see it in Ultimate Traffic Live. So when you see many airlines at the gate and all the jetways start activating at once, you see a drop in your VAS. So in summary, for this version of Ultimate Traffic Live, the soft release, the performance seems to be an improvement of the previous version of Ultimate Traffic 2. The UI is a lot smoother and it has a few more options. When it comes to the AI aircraft models themselves, I really haven't seen any improvements in the looks from the previous version of Ultimate Traffic 2 compared to this one, and I have noticed in some airlines some of the liveries aren't up to date. Although they have added the 787 and the A350 aircraft models, so hopefully with updated patches and a full release they may do some work on the aircraft modeling and liveries. As Ultimate Traffic Live is a soft release at this stage, we'll be looking at doing a full review video upon the full release of the product. So my name is Shane. On behalf of the FSElite team, I hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you on the next one.